are going to start our new topic in English grammar, which is voice. So before starting voice, we should know what is voice, why do we need to study voice, and where do we use this topic, where do we use it. So voice is something which we use in our day-to-day conversation. When you communicate with each other, yes, you talk in voice, you use voice. Now what is voice? Voice is nothing but your communication, and we communicate in two ways. What are these two ways we communicate with? Any action, any work which you do. Number one, you ask who has done the work. For example, if I say Dhruv is playing football. So now who is playing football? Dhruv. So Dhruv is important, who is performing an action. Okay. But if I say my work is completed. My work is completed. So the sentence says something, some work which is given to me, some task which is given to me, that is completed. But by whom? Was it I to finish it, or was it someone else to do it? We don't know. So where we talk about the action which is done, which is finished, where the action is important, that is called a passive voice. So therefore, voice has two parts, active voice and passive voice. Now what is active voice? In active voice, doer of the action is important. The one who performs the work, that is important. But in passive voice, the work done is important. Did you understand what is active voice and what is passive voice? Now we will go to how do we change the voice. How do we transform active voice to passive voice? Okay, so how do we transform? All of you have learned tenses. All of you have studied tenses? Yes? So you know the rules of tenses, how many types of tenses are there, and what are the structure of tenses. Active voice and passive voice are based on tenses. Tenses play an important role in changing the voice. When we change the voice, tense should not be changed. Now how these are, I'll give you an example. Suppose Rohit cleans the table. Now which tense it is? Rohit cleans the table. Which tense it is? Yes.
Present form.
Yes, it is present. Which present? We have four present. Simple, perfect.
Simple present form.
Yes, this tense is simple present tense. Sit down please, Vicky. In simple present tense, the structure is subject plus verb fifth form, or you can say verb first form plus s or es, and the object. So this is the structure. When we have to change it into passive voice, what structure do we follow? The structure is we have to interchange subject and object. The position of subject and object will be changed. Object will become the subject. So the table will become the subject. Rohit will become object. So something is done by Rohit. Now the word cleans. This we have to change into passive voice. How do we change into passive voice? To change into passive voice, always remember we need number one, helping verb. And this helping verb depends on tense. Which tense is the sentence in? Number two, we always use verb third form. Always. In any tense, when we are changing the voice, we have to use verb third form. And the third thing is we use preposition but. You use preposition by whom the action has been done. So over here the sentence will change into the table. Now it is a singular sentence and it is simple present tense. So the helping verb for simple present tense are is, am, are. So with table we will use is. Third form of clean is clean. Clean and preposition by. The table is cleaned by Rohit. Now this sentence is changed into passive voice. Is it clear?
Yes.
Hang it out. Next, we will see this through some modules so that you may understand it better.
How do we change verbs in the simple tenses from the active to the passive voice? Do you remember the steps to change the voice? Interchange the subject and the object. Change the verb form. Insert the preposition by just before the original subject. Let's talk more about how we change verbs in the simple tenses. Look at this sentence in the active voice. Sunil eats an apple every morning. What's the tense of the verb eats? Simple present tense. An apple is eaten by Sunil every morning. In the passive voice, eats changes to is eaten.
So the same example, another example, I had given you one example before and this is the second example for simple present tense. One thing students get confused is we have an apple and every morning. So you get confused many a times, why can't it be every morning is eaten? But if you use every morning an apple is eaten, it looks quite complicated. First of all, we should know the right object to the subject, the action which is done. What is the right object? To identify the right object, we have to ask the question, what? So, what Sunil eats? What Sunil eats?
An
An apple. It's not talking about every morning. I didn't ask when he is eating or how he is eating, nothing. I just said what he eats, an apple. So the right object is an apple. Therefore, only object will come in place of subject. Whereas further adverbs or complements, whatever is given in the sentence will remain at its place. No need to touch that. Clear? Next.
Remember that the tense remains the same in both active and passive voice. They are both in the present tense. In the same way, Melina trains these horses well. Changes to these horses are trained well by Melina. And Arohi writes a diary. Changes to a diary is written by Arohi.
Clear? So why is are used over here and is used over here? Why it's not is or are? Who will tell me? It's a simple question. Why is are coming over here? Abhya?
Ma'am, because horses is plural and diary is singular.
Yes. Horses is plural. With plural, we have to use plural verb. And diary, our diary, it's singular. With singular, we have to use singular verb. Therefore, we have used are with horses and is with diary. Both these verbs are helping verbs of simple present tense. We use it in simple present tense. Next, we'll go to simple past now.
How about this sentence? Dhara's team won the football match. The verb won is in the simple past tense. So, the sentence in the passive voice is: the football match was won by Dhara's team. In the passive voice, won changes to was won. Similarly, notice how Ankit wore a new shirt for his birthday becomes a new shirt was worn by Ankit for his birthday. Also, Swati watched 2 movies on Saturday changes to 2 movies were watched by Swati on Saturday.
Clear? So now, as I told you, this tense is very important to change the voice. If you identify the wrong tense, your answer will be wrong. The verb given is in verb second form. So verb second form is simple past tense. For simple past tense, we have to use the helping verbs was or were. With singular we have used was, and with plural we will use were. Remaining structure of the sentence is same. Object, a new shirt, it became subject. Ankit, which is the subject, it has become object. Was, that is your helping verb, plus verb third form, plus by, that is your preposition. Clear? So that will come the same, the structures will go the same. Now look at simple future tense.
Now, let's see the verb change to the passive voice in the simple future tense. Read this sentence. Ghazal will send the report tomorrow afternoon. How do we change the voice? Simple. The report will be sent by Ghazal tomorrow afternoon. Some further examples. I shall sing some famous songs in the simple future tense changes to some famous songs shall be sung by me. And the sentence, the teacher will teach a new lesson becomes a new lesson will be taught by the teacher.
Okay, so this is in simple future tense because already helping verbs are given, will and shall. We have to add be. Now already when helping verb is given and you have to add a helping verb, what helping verb we will add? Therefore we need to remember we have to add be. So be is the helping verb which we will add over here. Remaining structure of the sentence will remain the same. There is no change. Okay. So in shall, be, what third form plus by. Clear? So that is simple future tense. We need to remember the tense and the helping verbs of tense and then we have to change. Any doubt up to there? No. Fine. Now we are going to
In the simple future tense changes to some famous songs shall be sung by me. And the sentence, the teacher will teach a.
Does it should be shall be sung? Some famous songs shall. Can we use shall over here? Is it right? Where do we use shall?
Should.
Where do we use shall? With which noun or pronoun do you use shall? Yes.
Like we should.
Yes, we always use shall with first person pronoun I or we. So only with I and we use shall. I shall. Okay. But over here, if shall not, then what should come over here?
Should. Will.
Will become over here because helping verb is will. Will and shall. So will become over here. But this sentence is can be correct if we do not use shall as simple future tense but as a model. So that is different thing. That is a different module. I will teach you over there. But according to future tense, over here will become. Okay. Now let's go ahead.
A new lesson.
To continuous directly, I am moving faster, not revising it.
How do we change verbs in the continuous tenses when changing sentences from the active to the passive voice? It's quite simple. Now, here's a sentence in the present continuous tense. The dog is chewing the bone. The bone is being chewed by the dog. Notice that is chewing in the active voice changes to is being chewed in the.
So the things in when you come to continuous tenses or you come to perfect tenses are a bit easy as compared to simple. Because in simple tense, when you are writing active voice, we do not use helping verb. Therefore, you need to check the verb whether the verb is in first form or second form. It is in present form or past form. But when we are using continuous already, verb we are getting the verb in continuous. Therefore, the verb will remain the same. It won't change. So, if it will remain the same, it will not change according to the tense. It would be is, am or are. Okay. So, now the dog object became subject became object. Object became subject. It is singular. Therefore, is. Why do we use being over here? See, chewing. It is verb first form plus ing. Verb first form we changed into verb third form. But what about ing? We cannot just drop it. So ing will change into being. I said we have to add helping verb. So this is given. This we have done. Which helping verb we add? We added being over here. So wherever we have ing in passive voice, we change into being. Clear? And it's interchange. If you get passive voice being, it means it is a continuous tense. Ing means continuous tense. And according to the helping verb, you will see whether it is present, past or future. Let's go ahead.
The passive voice. Likewise, the sentence Meena is sewing the torn dress will change to the torn dress is being sewn by Meena. And the sentence Aniket is reading an interesting story will become an interesting story is being read by Aniket.
Clear?
What is the tense of the verb in this sentence? Amin was driving the car really
Which tense it is? Past continuous.
fast. Was driving is in the past continuous tense. The car was being driven really fast by Amin. In the passive voice, was driving is changed to was being driven.
Simple rule, again I said already helping verb is given to you. That will remain the same. But you need to see according to the noun. If it is singular, use singular helping verb. If it is plural, use plural helping verb. Plus being, because it is in a continuous tense, ing has to be changed. Verb third form and by. Clear? Next.
Let's see more examples in the past continuous tense. Nobin was watering the plants in the active voice changes to the plants were being watered by Nobin. And they were helping him to build a house changes to he was being helped by them to build a house in the passive voice.
So in these two sentences, it is very clear how we have to change the verb, helping verb according to the noun. Is it a singular noun or plural noun? See, the singular noun we have to use was, but when it becomes plural, the subject get plural, will change the helping verb to verb. With plants, we cannot say was. So with plants, we have changed the helping verb to its plural form. And when our subject becomes singular, we change the verb to its singular form. So please remember this. Next.
Now look at this sentence in the future continuous tense. George will be solving the problem. We can see the future continuous verb change in the passive voice. The problem will be being solved by George. But doesn't it sound awkward? So, passive sentences in the future continuous tense are rarely used.
Did you understand this point? We are saying will be, so definitely will be is the same helping verb, and with ing, we have to place being. Now be is also coming and being is also coming, which are the same verbs. How can two verbs come together at the same time? Therefore, the voice change of passive voice in future continuous tenses plus perfect continuous tenses. Which perfect continuous? All the three. Present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous and future perfect continuous are not done. They are not done. They are not used. Okay, barely used means hardly any. So actually almost they are not used. Only we have present continuous tense, future continuous tense which change into passive voice. Then future continuous will not change. Fine? Now we go to perfect. Let's recap it and we go to perfect.
Here is a quick look at how we change verbs in the continuous tenses. In the present tense, the verb changes to is or are followed by being and the past participle. The past continuous verb changes to was or were followed by being and the past participle. The verb in the future continuous, when changed into the passive voice, sounds awkward and is rarely used.
Next we have perfect continuous tenses. So this is also very simple
How
to
do we
understand.
change verbs in the perfect tenses from the active to the passive voice? We know that there are three perfect tenses: present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. Let's now look at how verbs in the perfect tenses change from the active to the passive voice. This sentence is in the present perfect tense. We have built a shelter for the rabbit. If we change this sentence into the passive voice, how will the verb change? The sentence in the passive voice will be, a shelter has been built by us for the rabbit.
So over here, one word which we add is be, because has and have, we know they are the helping verbs which are already given in perfect tenses, present perfect tenses. So with be we use have, it is already given, but when we change the subject, we make the object the subject, therefore we have to change the verb to its singular form because our subject is singular, and the word which is added we need to remember is be. So it is very simple: has or have plus be plus verb third form plus by and subject. Clear? It is simple. Let's go quickly.
This means we add been between has and the past participle built. Just like that, the sentence, the student has written the assignment neatly, changes to the assignment has been written neatly by the student. And she has sent the letters by mail becomes the letters have been sent by her by mail.
Clear? Next we have past perfect tense.
How about this sentence? Nimmi had repaired the cycle yesterday. What's the tense of the verb? You are right. Past perfect tense. Here's how the sentence reads in the passive voice. The cycle had been repaired by Nimmi yesterday.
One thing did you notice over here? We already use verb third form in perfect tenses. So already verb third form is also given. The only thing which we have to use is been in passive voice and also interchanging of subject and object. That's it. It's quite easy.
Like before, we add the word been between the word had and the past participle repaired. Similarly, we can see that we had heard the song several times before changes to the song had been heard by us several times before. And Jay had asked a valid question becomes a valid question had been asked by Jay. And finally, take a look at this sentence in the future perfect tense. George will have solved the problem by tomorrow. It becomes the problem will have been solved by George by tomorrow in the passive voice. In other words, will have changes to will have been.
Okay? So only one word is
Likewise, I shall have completed the project by the end of this week changes to the project will have been completed by me by the end of this week. And she will have received the money by this Saturday becomes the money will have been received by she by this Saturday.
Any doubt up to here? Any queries? Shall we go to the questions? Shall I ask some questions now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll directly go to the questions. Please read it carefully and raise your hand to answer. What is the correct answer option to convert the given sentence in the passive form? Nimmi had repaired. Had repaired is in which tense? The cycle yesterday had repaired. See the tense? Yes. Yes, it is in past perfect. Now, according to that case change, what will be? The cycle was being repaired by Nimmi yesterday. The cycle had repaired by Nimmi yesterday. Or the cycle had been repaired by Nimmi yesterday. Yes, Gavin?
Let's see.
C. The cycle had been repaired by Nimmi yesterday. Please sit down. Let's see if the answer is right or not. So it is a right answer. Very good. Second. Second. How does the verb change when the given sentence is changed into the active voice? Read the question carefully. How does the verb change when the given sentence is changed into the active voice? So what do we have to change it? Active voice. Passive is given. The assignment has been written neatly by the student. Yes, Suman.
Ma'am, option C, the student had written the assignment neatly.
The student had written the assignment neatly. Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I submit? Kaka? Okay. The answer is wrong. Why it is wrong? Yes, Abhi Abhi.
Ma'am, option A.
Option A is right, but why? Why? Yes, you are right. Option A is right. right, but why? Yes, Didi.
Ma'am, tense.
Because of the tense. Has. How can has change into had? We have to keep the tense same. Okay? Yes, thank you, Abhay. Okay, next question. What is the correct answer option to convert the given sentence in the passive form? Now it is passive form only. Nobin was watering his plants. Was, yes or no?
Option B.
Option B. His plants was being watered by Nobel. Okay, shall I submit? Sure? Okay, I submit. What is wrong? Why? Yes, Ishita.
Ma'am, we have to write his plants were being watered by Nobel.
Yes. Option A. His plants were being, because plants is plural. The plural, you have to change the verb. You need to see the verb is changed or not. So option A is the right answer. Okay. Next. What is the correct answer option to convert the given sentence into its passive form? Ghazal will send the report tomorrow afternoon.
Option B.
Very good. The report will be sent by Ghazal tomorrow afternoon. Shall I submit? Okay. It's the right answer. Good. Right. Next. Which of the two given sentences cannot be converted? Now see, there is a twist in the question. Which of the two given sentences, it's not one, first of all it is two, cannot be converted. They cannot change into their passive form. They cannot change. Yes, Yazid? Yeah.
B and C.
Option B, the children have been playing in the park for 2 hours. And option
C.
C, we shall have been sleeping for hours when the train in the halts at Madurai. Okay, shall I submit? Okay, that's right. Why it is right, Yazik? Why did you say B and C?
And there's no subject in the first.
Subject in the, what did you say, subject or verb? Yes, subject.
Ma'am, there is no object in the first sentence,
Okay.
and there is no verb for the third sentence.
What is there? Sleeping.
And
Yes,
that's your
Ishita.
Ma'am, because of the tense.
Yes, both answers are actually right. Sit down. Very good. Both of you are right. The thing is, first of all, we do not have object. It is true. Second thing, tense. This is in perfect continuous tense. This is also in perfect continuous tense. It will not change. Good. Okay, next. Which of these sentences is in the passive voice in the simple present tense? This is the last question. Let's wind up quickly. Your bell is going to ring. Last question. Let's see who's going to answer. Bruce, Harshit, come on, Rajneesh. No, I'll not ask you. All the time I'm not asking you. Simple present tense. Yes, Darshit.
And B.
D. The packet is kept above the cupboard is absolutely right. Because simple present tense is. But by default, there is one more sentence. We didn't say there are two sentences. There is one more sentence which is in simple present tense. B. Yes. B. Poems are written by R.O.D. Both are in simple present tense. And his answer is right. So well done. I hope the topic is clear to you. And tomorrow we will proceed with the book exercises. That's all for today. Thank you.